fine folks at the Montgomery Indoor Shooting Complex in Alabama have an interesting way of promoting their shooting complex. We've got some images here. They're trying to make this a family-friendly shooting complex. So this is from their Facebook page, and according to their website, the range offers, quote, all the amenities you would expect from a large franchise, but with a friendly neighborhood feel to it. And that includes bringing your children along for the shooting. So there you go.
I hope her baby gets a hold of her gun in a Walmart.
Yeah.
And
what a terrible fucking story that was, man.
yeah, it's all well. And by the way, why was that woman carrying the gun? Like, that's another part of that. Like, she lives in a community where there's no crime. She didn't have to worry about anything. And the only excuse they could give for this woman in Walmart for carrying that gun in her purse, where her 2-year-old got it and killed her, was that, we're a gun enthusiast family. So what the fuck does that have to do with carrying a pistol in your purse with your 2-year-old around? To Walmart for no reason. Anyway,
Jimmy, what you don't understand, Jimmy, is that you've never been held up and threatened for your life at your house, so you would never get it. Now you might start carrying a gun. If that ever happened to you, Jimmy, maybe it'll.
Actually, has happened to me. Yes, I was held up right in front of my house.
Where's your gun?
You were held up in front of your house?
Yes, I was. I told you the story about.
Everybody who sits here, like when Wes Clark was here, Wes was like, he's like, yeah, man, when I was in that bar that got robbed, I just walked out. I'm like, you were robbed at a gunpoint in a bar? He's like, you've never been robbed at gunpoint? No, no one's ever been robbed at fucking gunpoint. Yeah. So sorry.
I was robbed at gunpoint, and then I banged 2 identical twins 9 hours apart. Anyway. That's a Wes Clark. That's a Wes Clark story. So yeah, in front of my house, it was on. I told you this. It was on Halloween. I'm sure I told you guys this.
Not I. I've not.
So I pull up in my car. I'm the second car in the driveway. It's close to the street. I'm going around back to get my suitcase out of the trunk, and these 3 kids come up, and they have hoodies on, or whatever. And I just thought they were dressed up for Halloween. And it turns out then they go, "Hey, give us your money or whatever, your wallet." And they pull out a gun. And I'm like, oh. And I was so pissed off that they were using Halloween as cover.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like that just seemed extra pussified or whatever the word is.
Did you immediately realize it was real, or did you think it was a Halloween stunt?
No, well, when they took the gun out, I was like, and they did that chick, it was a 45, the chick. And I was like, you son of a bitch. And so I take out my wallet, and I threw it like at his feet, like there. And then he was like, hey, don't. Like I was disrespecting. Yeah, I'm going to disrespect you. You're fucking stealing from me. And the guys are so brilliant. I had a computer right in my bag. They didn't ask for it. I had a computer right there. It's like, give me your wallet, which you're going to walk into your house and cancel the credit cards immediately, which is what I did. They got my wallet. They got nothing. Yeah. They got nothing. And then they took my keys, too. They took my keys. They didn't take my fucking computer. They took my keys. So then I had to change the lock on my door. By the way, there's a program in Pasadena, it's victims, blah, 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 blah. They'll reimburse you for that shit, which they did. They reimbursed me for putting a new lock on my house.
I would have asked to keep my license.
Yeah. I know, you're probably a bit shocked at that point.
I was so upset. I really was upset. Like, I wasn't scared. Isn't that funny? I should have been scared in retrospect. Because I was more scared when the cop pulled a gun. I had a cop pull a gun on me and point it right at me. And that, I was way more scared then than I was when that kid pulled a gun on me.
Why did a cop point a gun at you?
Because he thought I drove down the wrong alley. This is a true story. And they thought I was buying crack. And so they, guns out, get out of the car. That's how they pull you over in bad neighborhoods.
Did you take your wallet?
They don't come up, how you doing, sir? Can I see your license and register? They just pull the gun out, get out of the car.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? How could you do that? So I just get out, and I have my hands up like this, and I'm like, you got the wrong guy. I don't know who you're looking for. You got the wrong guy. You know, and they're like, get over it, and they're just yelling at you, and then it came out like they thought I was buying crack. And I go, I have a decaf coffee on the council.
Did they apologize?
They turned my car inside out trying to find something.
Wow.
There was all kind of stuff. So no, they didn't find anything.
So, I mean, to not extend this further, but the reason I brought it up is because I went through their whole Facebook page. We're talking about this gun group again in Alabama. And many of it is talking about, well, yeah, a gun in my house, so when you come in my house, would you rather protect your family or die like a fucking coward? All this type of stuff litters the page. So from someone who had to deal with it, why didn't you get the thought of, oh my God, this could happen again, let me get a gun? I mean, we know you're super lib, but since that's always the mindset, I know you were pissed. Why didn't you think this could happen to me again?
Just because I know that probably now I won't ever be held up again. probably. The chances are I probably won't ever be. And the chances are I'll probably use that gun to shoot someone I know, or my wife will kill me. So right, I'm just going by statistics. That's why, like, I knew, like, and there are some times when I think, oh, I wish I had a gun. But no.
What times do you wish you had a gun?
At night when I hear a noise.
Really?
Sometimes, yeah.
Right.
At night I'm like, oh, I have a hammer,
Right.
but I'd rather be able to shoot him.
I have a baseball bat.
Do you? That's what you use? So
Yeah, I've carried when we hear noise, I I'll open the door and Leo will be like, take that bat. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
I won't
Right,
go
so I
outside.
could pop the guy up to shallow right field.
When I saw the baby, like, look, I understand the appeal of going to firing ranges. I understand that there's a sort of a joy in that, an enthusiast joy. I get that, and I get that if you're going to have a really large firing range and you want to attract adults to it, you might well have to have some kind of child care thing. That is one thing in sort of a separate area. But to sort of glorify it and idolize it by literally like draping your child in weapons, like, I'm a nerd. At some point, I like medieval weaponry. I could see having some hanging on my wall. I'm not going to like put swords over the chest of my offspring, my heir. That is ridiculous. That is insane.
And I think at every show, I'm like, I'm not going to say anything to John this time. And then he's like, well, I might even see where I'd put some medieval weaponry up on my wall.
I understand what I'm saying.
All right, okay.
I'm looking for the sort of woman that wants to see my medieval weaponry. I've got a pole arm. But anyway, I wouldn't drape it across them. And if you do, I mean, kids get taken away from their parents for things like this, like putting guns on their chests.
Let me let you know, I disagree.
I'm not saying that should happen here, but that is the sort of thing
think
that
it
leads
should.
people
I disagree
taking their children
with
away.
John about something that you just said, but you're probably right, because that's the kind of country we live in, but it's messed up what you said, because you're like, I understand that there might be a fun. I think shooting a gun is fun. I've done it. Half my family, gun owners, all
Yeah, I
my
like
mom's
going to the
half,
range.
shooting. It's fun. They go out, they shoot. I got it. Holding their guns. They have a lot of guns, and I go up and I see them, and you hold the guns, and you're like, that's cool. It's powerful instantly, right? I mean, so I get it. But then you're like, so you may want to. If you have a gun range, you might want to make it appealing to families. So there's like a. But like that's messed up.
I'm not saying you should. I'm saying that I could understand a business owner doing that.
But you would never do that at a porn store, right? And
Yeah, but you
know,
do that at a gym. You do that at
right,
mini golf. I
but you
guess.
don't do it at things where kids should never be, and they should never be in the gun store, and they should never be at the porn store. And the adult bookstore doesn't have, here you can come hang out at the adult bookstore. Here's a place where you can leave your kids. Well, look, that's insane.
just
We
have
would never do that.
Hustler over
But
your
how
baby.
messed up is it that one thing is something that we want, that universally it's 100-0. Yeah, we want couples to have sex and enjoy each other and have fun, right? But no, keep the kids away from that. But the guns, the thing that will kill them and destroy your whole family, that somehow is okay.
Yeah.
It is.
You're 100%
as
right.
always, we're backwards. We can't show an erect penis in a movie without it being a big deal. But fucking shooting the leg, and then he goes down in the headshot. They execute him, the blood and the spills everywhere, and we're like, oh, that was awesome. Like, we're messed up.
Well,
We have got it
messed up.
100% backwards because we're still nonsensically Victorian. So.
Your lack of appreciation for the skill and will it takes to get an erection on camera. That's why it's a big deal.
Okay, you know what? I never thought about it that way. It's a good point.
Okay.
Just one last thing on this. To me, it's about the age. Like, I get it. If you had a 6-year-old and you're a real gun enthusiast and you want to take your 6-year-old there, as crazy as that is, I could probably get, you want to take a picture with the gun. I'm not saying me, but I could get that somebody's really into guns. You want to take your kid, he's 6 years old, have him hold a gun. I don't know, you want to take a picture. But infants, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the idea that you want to surround you. Can we get that one up? Yeah, like that. Like that really
looks
is
like
bonkers.
ISIS.
Like I'm trying to get
It looks
No.
like
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. If that child is Middle Eastern, they would say they're savages. If that child was African American, they'd say that the family is full of thugs.
Right, it's totally
For some
true.
reason, because that child is literally blown out from the highlights of the light for the photography, it's totally okay. It's patriotic. It's American.
You know, I think the 6-year-old thing, I think you're wrong too, Dave. I think that's just crazy talk.
Of course it's crazy, but I could see.
But let's say it. Let's call it crazy because it's crazy. And I believe actually that because this country is filled actually with, there are actual responsible gun owners. And I suspect most of them would be like, fuck no, I'm not taking my 6-year-old. No, when he's 15, I'll train him. But I don't even need to worry about him getting the gun for gun safety because I've got it in a frickin' safe locked up where he'll never get to it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't let your 6-year-old hold the gun. And if you are involved in any activity where your activity is routinely described as being an enthusiast, you're a jackbag. Like, it just, there's no one's a cool enthusiast.